I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all for a minute. I tried to make a TikTok earlier and apparently I didn't have any space on my TikTok available to do so. So I just wanted to talk to y'all on my way to work and just give a little update. So I'm sure a lot of you already know, but back in 2020 with the death of George Floyd, that's what really got me paying attention to what's going on, politics-wise and humanity-wise, really. I mean, seeing the injustice of what happened in that situation. I saw everything on the news, and I was wondering, what everything was about, basically. And I wanted to go see it in person, because, the news can always be, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. Especially in Arkansas. And I really wanted to go see it for myself. So I went to the Capitol, and there I heard lots of stories, not just about George Floyd in particular, about very similar instances that have happened here in Little Rock even, and surrounding areas. And there was a speaker there that really motivated me, and they said that if you want better, then you have to vote for better. And they had a voter registration table just across the street. And I went over across the street and registered to vote. And from that point on, I had invited some politicians to come to some of the protests and rallies that we had. And, that got me thinking, if they're supporting me, then I should support them as well. And then I went on to help, different campaigns and cast my first vote ever for, our President Biden now. And I made sure to go to the Hillary Clinton library in Little Rock just to do it, just to make a point, I guess. And I also was very happy to vote for my then state senator, Joyce Elliott, so she could, represent us in Congress. And unfortunately, she didn't win, but she's such an inspiration to me, and she's definitely somebody that I look to as an example of what a leader should be. And I continued on to help other campaigns, and people kept telling me, hey, why don't you run for office? And I'm the shy person I am, yet outgoing. I'm like, oh gosh, I could never do that. And then people just kept pushing me to do it, and I went on to talk to other people that were running for office about it, and they're like, I was asking them for advice, like, hey, do you think I should do this first, or should I do this? And they're like, no, I wouldn't let anything hold you back from what you really want to do. And so I went for it. Of course, I talked to leadership first, and to see who was running for what and stuff like that. And at the time, my representative was considering running for higher office, and I'd ask, are you sure he's doing that for sure? I want to be sure about something before I go for it, because that would be a good opportunity for me if somebody was stepping down, technically to run for something else. So they were like, yeah, I'm so I decided to go for it, and then I announced my run. This was in early 2022, and I started knocking doors. I started at my apartment complex. I went down to the other two apartment complexes, and went on to purchase what they call VAN, and that is a program where you can find people that voted in the previous elections. You can search by political party, and even how much they vote Democratic or Republican or whatever. And it's pretty interesting, actually. And I went on there, and I'd go road to road all the way through my district as far as I could, trying to talk to as many voters as I could, because I really wanted to know what their concerns are. I don't know how everybody else does their campaigns, but I do my campaign a little different than some people. I just, want to say hi, and I want to see you face to face, and I want to know what your concerns are. And, I think that's really important. If you want to represent people, you need to know what their needs are. And a lot of the stuff they don't really know, they're like surprised that somebody's actually running for office that's at their door. I've gotten several votes just because I came to their door, and it meant a lot to those people. And I think that's what it's all about. It's getting more and more people involved in the political process, and letting them know that somebody is there and wants to listen to their concerns and actually address those concerns. So anyways, so that's what I've been doing. And of course I have been attending many community events, political party meetings. You know, I campaigned even after I lost my first election. I still went on to campaign for several other Democratic candidates, including Dee Sanders in Conway, and several other races. I've, you know, knocked doors for Bailey Morgan and Bryant, as well as, you know, Roy Vaughn, who ran for state representative in Bryant Alexander area, and of course I knocked doors for every one of our Democratic candidates. They had flyers with every candidate on the ballot, Democratic, and I would hand those out no matter where I was, whether it was in Little Rock or Conway. I would always, you know, I knocked doors for Andrea Lewis here in Little Rock, who won her city director seat. I've, you know, been very active. I campaigned against the LEARNS Act with the group CAPES, who was Citizens for Arkansas Public Education and Students, trying to get the LEARNS Act on the ballot so that people could decide. And obviously campaigned against Issue 2, which would have made it harder to put, you know, pass ballot measures here in Arkansas. Currently still in a lawsuit over that, including Senator, I believe it's Brian King up in Northwest Arkansas, is also on the lawsuit. And I'm really hoping they'll say something about that soon. But we have a lot of things that are potentially going to be on the ballot this year. I'm so excited that a group has came together, Arkansas for Limited Government, I believe is their name, and they want to put abortion rights on the ballot. Their ballot title has been approved. Also, Arkansas Citizens for Transparency, I believe is their name, has put 2 ballot measures on the ballot for FOIA, to protect our FOIA laws, after Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, you know, called a special session to basically gut our previous FOIA laws, which were named some of the best in the country, who literally was brought about by a Republican governor back in the 60s. So we're talking about years and decades of law overturned just for Sarah Huckabee Sanders, which is wild to me. But anywho, so we had that on the ballot. I'm so excited for that one. We also have the ballot measure to, you know, get rid of the sales tax on feminine hygiene products and diapers. So that's really awesome. I signed that recently. I'm looking forward to signing the other ones as well. And we also have a potential medical marijuana ballot measure. And I was told that it was basically expanding the medical marijuana the current way we have it. So I'm waiting on more information on that I will share with y'all when I get it. So with all those ballot measures, I'm so excited. I believe that Democrats have a real fighting chance of making progress in our elections this coming election. And I don't know if y'all know it, but we have a record number of Democratic candidates that have filed, the most candidates that have filed as Democrats since Democrats were in the majority. So I have a lot of faith in us that we can overcome the obstacles here and get people out to vote, especially with the ballot measures in place and people having, you know, choices on their ballot this election cycle. And just keeping in mind, Democratic primaries are literally just 20 days away. That is when early voting starts, and primaries are so important. Early voting starts February the 20th. Previously, I was told it was the 19th, but come to find out, the 19th is actually President's Day, so offices will be closed. So early voting is actually starting on the 20th of February, and Election Day is March 5th. So be sure to make your plan, get out and vote. Google voterview.org, and you can type in your information. It'll tell you what district you're in, who your representatives are, and what your choices are on the ballot. Even the approved ballot measures. So we're gonna have a lot of things on our ballots this year. I'm so excited for that. If you want to get involved with those groups on collecting signatures, let me know. I'd be more than happy to send you their way. I know I'm going to be helping with them. I got a call the other day about the medical marijuana one, and I'm obviously willing to help them as well. But first, we got to get through this primary. So if you could help me in any way you can, I'd really appreciate it. This is a grassroots campaign. I haven't taken a penny from lobbyists, corporations, special interest groups, or any of that. I ran a grassroots campaign back in 2022. Not a single dime from those groups. And the same for this year. We've already raised over $3,000, and I'm so proud to say that. It has all been an average donation of under $50. So I'm very proud to have run a campaign that way, and I believe that's how it should be. I don't believe the most, the candidate with the most money should necessarily win. I think the candidate that is the best candidate should win, and I really think we need to overhaul our election system in that aspect. I don't think that lobbyists and corporations should be buying our politicians. I think our election should be decided by people, and just people. And also, I believe in ranked choice voting. I believe people need choices on their ballots, and that's about it. Recently, me and my boyfriend of over 2 years now have been looking for another job. I've worked in retail and fast food, and obviously previously having worked on campaigns as well. That's really my passion, as y'all can tell. Activism, especially. I'm an activist before I'm a politician. And I will continue to be that way. I think what's happening overseas is a disgrace. I think that we should be facing those obstacles with humanity, not with all the death and despair over across seas. I think it's just a travesty. I don't believe in war. I think we deserve to have peace. And it's just sad. I think we can do better. I'm tired of us getting into wars and spending so much money on the military industry. It's just ridiculous. We need to focus on what we have. The people here at home, everybody deserves access to health care. Arkansas cut more people off Medicaid this year than any state in the U.S., and I think that's ridiculous. I think we can do better. I think people deserve to get higher pay. I was happy to see teachers get a higher pay with the LEARNS Act, but as we know, that was more bad things than good things with that. And I know another group is working to get education reform on the ballot to try to, combat a lot of the stuff that's not good in the LEARNS Act, like repealing the Fair Dismissal Act with teachers. It also didn't address pay for janitors, cafeteria workers, and such. So we definitely need to tackle that. And it was Arkansas Democrats that actually introduced the Raise Teacher Act, to raise the teacher pay. And Republicans weren't going for it at first, and then they finally went with it. So I'm happy to see that part at least. But I know we can do better, and that's why we've got so many teachers that are now running as Democrats for state representative and other races. So I'm so excited for that. Like I said, I have a lot of hope that we can make progress this election cycle. And if you would help me in my campaign, I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, it's a grassroots campaign. I have some money that I have put away for mailing to voters, some cards, and also I need to order more yard signs. And I got a quote yesterday for a potential billboard, which would be about $1,300. So if you could help me out in that way, because like I said, I'm a grassroots, it's a grassroots campaign. I'm a working class guy. I work full time, and I don't have a lot of money. So this campaign is literally reliant on grassroots supporters, and without y'all, there's no campaign. So if you want to knock doors and meet voters, you could definitely come with me. I'd really appreciate it. Putting yard signs in the ground is really something I'm trying to do as well, and have done the past couple days. Today I went and knocked doors, but the 2 days before that I went and put signs out, and it's kind of hard for me to do. I did break my back, unfortunately, in a car accident in 2022 on the way to a campaign event, but so it's still kind of hard for me to bend over and put signs in the ground. So if anybody wants to help with that, I'd really appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.